Jeff Paur, Senior Writer for RealTime Fantasy Sports, and welcome to another edition of the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 waiver wire ads for Week 14 of the fantasy football season. We're getting down the home stretch, and a lot of your leagues, you just have a week or two left of the regular season before the playoffs starts. But if you're looking for some waiver wire options, I have 5 guys here you might want to consider adding to your fantasy rosters. Okay, my first waiver wire ad is Saints quarterback Taysom Hill. I know Hill was awful throwing the ball last week. He had 4 interceptions. He completed less than 50% of his passes, but he hit the 100-yard rushing mark. He scored 2 passing touchdowns. So he ended up with 27.3 fantasy points despite his terrible play on the field. He was still a top 10 fantasy quarterback. He has a really high weekly ceiling because of his ability to run the ball. He gets a lot of touchdowns as well. If he was not grabbed in any of your leagues last week, I would consider adding him as he is available in 51% of leagues. And I think he has a high weekly ceiling because of that ability to run and also to find the end zone. So if you're looking for a QB, I would consider adding Hill. It doesn't matter what he does on the field for the Saints. It matters what he does for you and your fantasy teams. And he is a very good fantasy player when it comes to production. All right, my next waiver wire ad is Lions rookie receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. St. Brown had his best game of his young career last week. He caught 10 passes for 86 yards, including the game-winning touchdown. He was targeted 12 times in the game, but this isn't just a one-week deal for St. Brown. He has at least 4 receptions, 4 straight games. He's emerging as the go-to receiver in this passing game. He remains available in 86% of leagues. The game last week could propel him going forward to have a very good finish to his rookie year. My next waiver wire adds another receiver, Falcons receiver Russell Gage. Gage had a huge game last week, much like St. Brown. He had 11 catches for 130 yards, but again, he's been trending well lately. He has at least 5 catches, 3 straight games, and 4 or 5 games. He's available in 52% of leagues, so he's not out there in quite as many as St. Brown, but Gage is still out there in over half the leagues on our site. And I think he could be a good productive player down the stretch. He is the top receiving threat for the Falcons. My next waiver wire ad is Jets running back Tevin Coleman. Coleman continues to get most of the work at running back for the Jets with rookie Michael Carter out. He has double-digit carries 2 straight games, at least 9 fantasy points each of those games. He isn't going to post huge numbers in this offense, but I think he'll be pretty consistent. He'll get double-digit touches per week, and he's going to get some catches as well. So I think he could help as a flex option for fantasy teams, and he remains available in 56% of leagues on our site. My last waiver wire ad is Vikings receiver KJ Osborne. Osborne gets a chance for more playing time after Adam Thielen went down last week with a high ankle sprain. He could miss multiple weeks, meaning Osborne could be the starter alongside Justin Jefferson. I think he'll see an uptick in targets. He's already been a pretty productive number 3 receiver, showing some potential at times. He has 3 touchdowns this year and at least 14 fantasy points 4 games. So the potential is there, especially in a starting role for Osborne. If you're looking for a receiver to add, a good speculative ad, I would consider putting Osborne on my fantasy roster. Okay, those are my 5 waiver wire ads for Week 14 of the fantasy football season. Good luck in navigating that waiver wire this week, and good luck in all of your Week 14 games. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.